Stop. We are live. Yes. Hello everyone. We will be starting in 5. So in case you need to call someone, please do. I am Soma Garai. I am in my third year architecture course and I'm a designer at IMG. Okay, so for us, it is design. So, design is the process of imagining and planning the creation of objects, systems, buildings, vehicles, etc. It is basically problem solving. So, what great responsibility you ask? We can impact people's lives, whether good or bad. We can manipulate people's decisions by design. How often have we seen people being addicted to phones? Because that is what design does. Instagram, with its never ending feed, can engage one's attention for hours. So, everything is design. Design can be as simple as communicating an idea through an illustration, or as complex as replicating the traditional real life experience like e commerce virtually. We all know Amazon, and now we hear the word metaverse. Oh, yeah.
करें चालू स्टार्टिंग से ही करें फिर अब okay so do you want us to start over you can write in the chat yes okay so Soma let's start from the beginning then okay uh, cool then we are starting do you wonder what is your superpower you can answer in the discord channel. Since we are trying to impact people's lives, we definitely have a great power. And with great power comes great responsibility. How often have we seen people being addicted to phone because that is what design does? Instagram, with its never ending feed and infinite scroll, can engage one's attention for hours. They are again complaining about voice not getting there. Soma. वो बोल रहे हैं कि अब सिर्फ मेरी आवाज आ रही है और तेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही.
अबे हेलो
हाँ.
या इट्स फाइन नाउ आई गेस
Sohan, now they're saying that it's audible. So I think it got fixed और बीच में नहीं आया होगा. सोमा मीट से अनम्यूट कर ले.
अरे मेरी आवाज इवन विद
Okay. Cool. Is it fine now? Can we continue? Please let us know on the YouTube chat. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, let's continue. Can you imagine your life without these apps? All of these are designed in order to make our lives easier and have greatly impacted our lives, almost to the extent that now they are essentials. Soma, continue.
so everything is design. Design is as simple as communicating an idea through an illustration or as complex as replicating the traditional real life experiences like e-commerce. Virtually we all know about Amazon and currently the latest word we hear is metaverse.
So, what impact can we make as designers with the power we hold? Please let us know on the YouTube stream or on Discord. We have power to create. Yes, that's a good answer. What else? You can control how the user sees an app, right? We can bring our imagination to the real world. Okay, these are good answers. We'll give you some real life examples in the further slides. Soma, next. Next. Everyone is using one or the other thing designed by professionals. Let's take the example of these stairs. If the height of each step is increased even by 2 centimeter, then most of the people will trip and injure themselves. This is where design comes in, where you need to decide the exact details and figure out how you can make the user's life easy. The reaction to a particular design enabled it to create more designs. Okay, so introduction to design thinking. Like we discussed, design can range from graphic design, which is illustrating ideas, to digital product design, which aims to plan a product from its inception to its use. There are several fields: user research, user experience, user interface, but essentially all of them focus on solving user problems and making their lives simpler. Can you think of some everyday examples where design has made a big difference? Please let us know in the YouTube stream or Discord channel. Ziploc bags, yes, that's very interesting. Then dark theme and light theme in apps, yes, that comes under UI. Like it's about the user interface, it's not something that's directly affecting us. Websites and apps, yeah, that's the most common thing. Smartphone UI, yeah, that's like Android and iOS and how they function. Okay, so I'll give you some examples highlighting the difference between UX and UI. Soma, can you move to the next slide? Yeah. So, among these two, which do you prefer, right or left? Please let us know in the chat. Okay, so Garvit says left, but Yash says right. Sagar says left, Aditya says left, Mohit says right. Okay, so we have our own bias here, but technically speaking, the right one is better because in the left one, you can't like it's a bad UX. So what happens is when very little sauce is left, you wanted to take it out from the left one. It will be much more difficult because you can't squeeze it or you can't insert your hands deep down in the bottle to get the sauce out. But in the right one, you can easily squeeze the pouch and get the sauce out. So it's a better user experience, though, yeah, the bottle looks sleeker and clean. But when talking about the experience, the right one is much better. Okay. So let's move to the next example. Okay, so in this we see how a simple physical keypad of an old Nokia phone evolved into the ever evolving complex swipe keyboard. So, what do you prefer, that button wala phone or the swipe keyboard these days? So, I think the answer is quite obvious here. Everyone likes the swipe keyboard, and that was how the design evolved. Initially, it was just pressing buttons, and it was quite a hefty task. Now you just need to swipe, and you are able to text whole paragraphs to someone. So, okay, let's move further to the next example. Uh, I'm not sure if many of you have seen this keyboard like stairs, but this was an initiative taken by Volkswagen, developed using the fun theory. So guess what the commuters use more, the stairs or the escalators? Stairs. Why would you use stairs here? Though the escalator is much faster. That's correct. That the study says that stairs are used more, and this is an example, like how a good design has influenced people's decision, right? So let's move further. This is a very common example of push and pull doors. Uh, like how many, like it's very common to see how people get confused whether to push or pull. So can you think of some solution to avoid this eternal confusion between whether you should push the door or pull the door? Push, slide. Yeah, the sliding door is the absolutely correct answer. We can even have doorknobs which indicate. So it's quite easy for the doorknob to figure out whether we need to do it right or left. It's much simpler than push and pull. And the simplest solution is sliding doors. You just need to slide and then you don't need to figure out whether you have to push it or pull it. And sliding is in one direction only. So okay. Another example, actually a question. So, how to make this intuitive? This is a pen drive, and we have you all used USBs. And again, we it takes us 2 minutes to figure out कि ऊपर डालना है या नीचे डालना है. तो what is the solution from your end to how to make this intuitive? Different colors on both sides and more bulging out from the upper wala side. Yeah, that's a good solution. C type is the favorite solution here. Logo on the front part. Arey, then you'll need to remember na कि logo is on the front part. People don't even want to remember that. Round pin type. Yes, that can be a possible solution. An arrow. Okay. Yeah, that is an indicative solution. 360-degree pin. Still, personally, I prefer C type. So here I will vote the answer C type the best. Yeah. Okay. Let's move further. Soma, you can take up now.
So, design is not what it looks like and feels like. Design it also how it works. So, the product cycle at IMG. Basically, our first step is to ideate, then secondly we research, then we design, we develop, we test, and then we finally make it live, that is deploy. So design thinking is a framework for innovation. I think so. Ideate. Why is it important? Brainstorming ideas, good and bad, and we don't stop at the obvious. We need to find out if it is backed by proper data. Then so, prototype, how do we create it? We start creating experiment for cheap and fast. Then we test it. Does it work?
Okay, so design thinking is a framework for innovation. Design thinking is not linear and it is always iterative. So, what happens in IMG also is a very iterative process where we ideate, we show it to the developers, then we again discuss. We have constant meetings, and like the steps we follow are essentially ideate, empathize. Like, so first it's about the ideation and the empathizing. So the empathizing is realizing what is the problem and who are the users. So we talk to the users and we try to figure out their goals and their pain points. Then we ideate accordingly, and then we define the scope of the project. And further, it like defining the scope also includes creating wireframes and creating layouts for how the entire app will work. And then it comes out to testing and prototyping. So, Soma, can you please move? Yeah. So, empathize, as I told, is understanding the problem. Okay. It's about like you research, you carry out interviews. Suppose we are making an app for the faculty members. We'll talk to the professors of the college and then we'll come out with what do they want in the app, what are their needs, what are the problems they are facing. And that is how we'll list down and then sensitize our app towards the user population we are making the app for. Then the next step is to define. So defining means like you need to synthesize the findings. When you talk to people, they give you a lot of insight. So suppose I'm talking to five people, I'll at least get 5 hours of conversation. So I have to reduce it down to simple goals and agendas for my app. That is called defining. So while defining, we usually define personas. So personas is basically the representation of a particular user group based on their goals and ideas. So it's a fictional character where we base it on the sample population and the sample demographics. So next step here is understanding the user flow. So the user flow and the sitemap is the entire journey of how you will navigate within the app, right from the sign up to the how I will complete my task within that app. And for insights, we have POV and HMW statements, which respectively stand for point of view and how might we. So these are questions that we ask ourselves, that how is our app solving this problem, or how is our app solving that particular problem. So this is what we do in the define stage. This is usually the longest processing because here we need to figure out what exactly are we creating and why are we creating. Then the next step is ideate. So for ideate, so my next slide. So for ideate, we need to brainstorm ideas and filter out the best ones. This is usually a gist of our design meetings. Here, all the designers within IMG and even developers come and we sit and we discuss ideas. So whatever problems we have shortlisted, we discuss the ideas and then we brainstorm on each one of them. And then we finally reduce them to some particular ideas we like, and then we define the scope of the project. Soma. So in designing, we use the research and conclusions. We make paper wireframes, we build up the digital wireframes and enhance the UI. So wireframes is basically a very reduced version of the real app. It is basically defining the space, like which function will get which space, where should I keep this, where should I place this, and it's a basic layout of the entire app. Then an UI is the color, the feel, and the presentation of the app. So that is how the design cycle works, and this is the actual designing part. The rest is all the research and the UX part. Then the next step is after we design, we hand it over to the developers, and then so basically a prototype is the linking of all the screens, and that is very close to the real app. It's just that it's on, like, you can't really perform the actual functions, but you can actually evaluate how a user interacts with your product using a prototype, and then we test it on the users. So testing is again done in IMG with the help of our internal tool, but often we also test it with other users. Suppose again, say we are making a app for the faculty. So we'll take in some faculty, sit with them and do testing one-on-one with them. So that is how we do. And this iterate and repeat is highlighted separately because what happens after testing is we do not stop. Here, suppose we got a different insight during testing from what we have assumed. So we'll edit it accordingly and then we'll again repeat the cycle of designing the entire thing because testing tells us how it is actually being perceived by the user. So then next comes is the double diamond method of design. It is essentially, so what we do at IMG is adapted from this double design model of design. So double design is a very broad spectrum like cycle. Soma, can we move to the next slide? Yeah, so it's a broad spectrum where it basically has four stages. So first is revolved around the problem and the second revolves around the solution. So in the problem part, the first step is discover. So discover is when you're talking to the people, carrying out research, building insights, looking at how, like, what the current problem is. And so basically the problem might be, let's say the problem is that, let's talk about an app on COVID that I'm not able to find an injection for myself. So that is my problem. Then I go into detailing of the problem, that why is this problem occurring, how is it occurring, and like what is the frequency and all. Okay. Then after understanding all the insights, I will define the scope of the project, which is the area to focus upon. So you can't solve everything at once. You need to choose which problem is more important and which needs to be solved first. So here we talk about defining, and that gets us to the end of this first diamond. Then we have develop and deliver. So that is the second part where we're talking about the solution. Here in develop, we think about potential solutions. So again, you never sit on one solution and start working on that. You first explore all the possible solutions and then try to reduce those solutions. So first we explore all the possible solutions, and then the last stage is deliver. Like when you are coming up with solutions, you don't assume any issues from the tech side or any issues in implementation. So when we actually practically test those solutions, we get to understand which is the most feasible one, and accordingly we deliver the most suited solution for the particular problem we started on. So that is the double diamond model, which is followed across all design organizations, and the one which we told you earlier is how we adapted at IMG. Let's move further and let's yeah, so again, this is the same thing being iterated. So now we can move to the next slide. So here these arrows are very important. This tells that the process is not linear. It's not a single scale where you just discover, define, develop, and deliver. You actually go through a cycle of getting the problems and then reducing the problems. Then again, if you want to go into further detailing, you again go to the people, ask their problems, then again reduce it. Some same goes for the solutions. You first explore the solutions, then you come up with the final solution. Then in the final solution, if you have some problems, then you go around some workarounds, and these workarounds can be as small as even changing the shape of a button or the color of a particular app. That can also create a lot of effect. So yeah, this is what I was talking about, that how the big problem is being unwinded and how clarity and focus steps in and how we define the scope and break it into parts. Yeah. So the design culture at IMG. Uh, so these are our photos from Chapos. So at IMG, we really believe in work hard, party harder. So it's like we do work every day, and there's some part of us being devoted to IMG. But again, we have a lot of there's a lot of good senior junior bonding at IMG, and apart from that, there's a very nice within designer bonding, and we even have good bonding with developers as well. And here you can even, like, being a designer, you can even try out development. People encourage you to do that here. And yeah, so we often, like, when we were in campus, all of us, we used to go out almost every week. And even online we have a meeting, like design meet or some chilling session every week. So if you do work nicely at IMG, you will get all these perks. UI UX examples. Okay, so we'll be showing you some work done by IMG, like all the UI UX work done by IMG recently in the past year. So my next slide. So you must have not seen this, but this was the earlier design of the IITR website. Recently, it was redesigned, and the new design is in the next slide. So, which is currently live on IITR as well. You must have seen this. So this entire project was done within IMG. We redesigned the website, and it was like a very important project. It is still being still being executed, but yeah, this was handled by IMG. Then apart from this, we have you must have opened Channel Eye and you must have seen some apps. But this is one app. It is Slambook. It is quite popular, and here basically, like, when seniors graduate, you can fill in slams for them, and you can even add memories here. So this is like, it's not just the official work we do, which is like maintaining the website or the placement app. It's also the the fun apps like Slambook and Connectedil, if you've heard of it. Okay, so I'll give you a small gist of all the apps. This is the Bhavan app, the first one. So the Bhavan app is the app which maintains all the hostels, and it is like you can book the room or something in the hostel. You can check the mess timings and everything. Then this is Buy and Sell. Buy and Sell is an app where you can, like, it's in all these apps are very IITR specific, and here you can buy and sell within IITR. Suppose you are moving out or something, and then you can post certain item, and then people can buy it from here. This is Forminator, the next one. Forminator is an basically IITR version of Google Forms. Then Notice Board, Lectute, Placement app. These are very important apps related to academics and everything. So the entire placement cycle happens on a portal created by IMG. It was done right from the scratch with the designers sitting and designing the app and the developers coding it. So Then this is let's come to the next row. This is our care. So our care was made for the COVID, like during the second wave. Then the situation of COVID was really getting out of hands. To ensure that our community is there to help each other, to request leads and share leads, we created this app. Then this is the channel I logo. Then we have Slambook, People Search, and Connected. So People Search is a directory kind of thing for IITR where you can search any person and you will get whatever is like you will get a profile of that person. And then Slambook and Connected. Slambook is for the final year graduating students, and like anyone can fill it, but you can fill the slam book only for graduating students. And Connected is a fun venture we take up during the Valentine's week. So there you can send roses, and it's like the Cupid of IITR. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, so that brings us to the end of what happens at IMG and what exactly is design. Here, we'll do a small design exercise. So, we have four options for you. Basically, we'll be designing an app together, not exactly designing it, but we'll be thinking the entire layout and all the features required for the app. We'll be doing the UX part here, and you can maybe design it later and send us the entries over mail. So we have these four options for you. Please, you can type it in the YouTube channel or the Discord channel for whatever you want to do right now. We'll take up one of it, the one with the highest votes. I see a lot of votes for Watch Party. I personally prefer Spotify for karaoke, but okay.
Continue, sir.
People are voting for me. So I'm sharing my screen. Here we can start with the designing. So I see quite a few words for Spotify as well. Shall we start with Spotify only then? If we have time left, then we'll go further for Words Party, but let's do Spotify one only then. Alright. Okay. So first of all, we need to ask questions. Like when suppose someone tells me that you need to make an app which is like Spotify for karaoke. So I hope everyone knows what karaoke is. Can anyone?
हाँ कैरियर के तो पता है.
Can anyone tell in the chat what karaoke is? Okay, so someone has posted the Wikipedia definition of karaoke, which is obviously very accurate. Yeah. Okay, so someone is asking me with what software this is. This is Figma. You can use it online, and this is a FigJam file. We use it for collaboration, and here we can just pitch in ideas, make flowcharts, and it's very easy to use. Like I can easily draw and show people stuff. So that is how, like, that is, it's very easy for collaboration and everything. Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, we need to list down the questions we have to ask people. So, can you tell me what questions will we ask if we are making this app? Like, I tell you that you need to design a Spotify for karaoke. So, what will be the questions that will come to your mind? Music with lyrics, how lyrics sing and font. Yeah. So first you will be asking me how to represent the music in lyrics, right? How to recommend songs to users. That is not something which you'll be asking at the first time. I mean, do you know who are the users? Shouldn't you be asking who are the users? How to get copyrights for the instruments. That is not something that Spotify will handle. Different genre segregation. Yes. How to segregate genres. Who are the users is the first question you ask. That whom am I designing for? Because accordingly your solutions will change. Users can navigate some according to their interests to different bars for acoustic. Yeah, that comes in genre segregation.
So, first questions you should be asking would be like, who are the users you're targeting? Because if you would have realized that older people would have some different requirements.
Recommendation based on interest. So you guys are talking about features here. I'm asking that how will you break down the problem? Like how to represent music in lyrics, how to segregate genres, who are the users, some questions of these kind. Like whom are we designing for? We need to understand that. We can't assume.
Yeah, so based on that, your first question would be the age group of the users you're making for.
Okay, so here suppose we are working on these questions and we suggest that the users are like us, they are college going students who like basically attend classes every day and they want to unwind by listening to music. Or you know they're in the hostel and they want to have some party and they want to do karaoke. So they'll open Spotify. So the age group is like 20 years around and they're college going students like us. So now think from the perspective of this and then you will further define the problem. So what all will you be solving for right now? Like what are the possible use cases? So one use case I personally feel is the party one where it's like uh, partying in hostels with friends. With friends doing karaoke, okay? So that is a one use case, okay? What other use cases can you think of when we need to use a karaoke app? Okay, so one use case I see is I can use, suppose I'm a singer who wants to practice. Young aspiring singer, someone has written over there. Aspiring singers, they might be using a karaoke app to practice with the lyrics. Yeah, and for practicing. What else? What are the further use cases you can think of? Just to check how good you sing. उस केस में तो लिरिक्स की भी जरूरत नहीं है. Family gathering singing session. How about syncing it? Like three, four people are together and they want to sing together a song and they are supposed to stay a little bit away or something. So can they use it for syncing? Like, to together, syncing together a particular song. That can be indicated on Spotify easily, right? That this person is here on this line and this portion is for you to sing or something like that. Content creation. Yeah, that's a good use case. When you don't have a band to play the instruments, right? Yes, singing together. Yeah. What else? All right. So for now, let's work on these use cases with a given problem. Now you can list down some solutions like you were doing it before. So the solution part comes after we have defined the problem and the use cases. Solution can be you can discover music taste with civil music taste. So the part about the shared sessions works on this, like it's based on this problem or this need. So basically, people told us that singing together a particular song is a feature which they like here. So we developed, we worked on it, and then we came up with say shared sessions. So this is how things happen behind the scene. Then discover similar music taste is how you can, in singing sessions, you can collaborate with people and then you can discover similar music taste using their choice of songs or whatever they are karaokeing. And you can even make it competitive if we are doing it like for practicing or something. Some voice filters. Yeah, that's a good solution. Um, let's talk about making it competitive. So there are some karaoke machines. Whenever you sing, they give you points. Like they tell that you were this much out of this, and so when you are in a group, that adds to the fun. Basically, you get a leaderboard out of it that this person is singing better than that person. So, what else can we add to this competitive feature? rating points. Equalizer is something that indicates which note you have to sing in a line. Yes, that can be done. Like instruments notes sync with the. We can connect it to other social media apps where we have different rooms and we can invite people. Yeah, that is how the shared sessions will work. But yeah, you can connect it with different apps. What else? Competitive and rating polls are value at playback speed. Okay, why do you think we need that? Recording and sharing. Recording, sharing, playback speed. Right? Editing the song afterwards. Uh, Editing the song afterwards is a very hassle, is a task full of hassles. Like basically you are adding a lot of work into the app. You are expanding the scope of the app. Right now the app is just for karaoke. I think the editing can be done separately. Like break it down. You don't need to complicate the app, you need to define its functions here.
The idea of a like room for karaoke, I think that's good. We can add it to the shared sessions, I guess.
Yes.
I guess these many solutions are enough. Right?
Yeah. Now we can further reduce it down to the final solutions or the final features we'll be working on. Like we can devise a flow of the app now. So for the flow, let's make a flow chart. So my screen is not visible. I think you can stop sharing and share it again here underneath.
Is it not? Just a Is it visible now?
Can someone let us know in the chat? Yeah, it's visible. So yeah, let's start off with the flows then. So ma'am, please take that up.
Yeah, so firstly imagine yourself to be the user. What is the first thing that you're gonna see? Um, okay, yes. Let's move on from the yes. Um, to start off, like when you use Spotify, do you see what do you see for the first time? If you, I mean, if you want to uh, sing a song on karaoke, then what are you going to do? Search for a song, like, or enter a room, or search for voice filters. Okay. What is it gonna have? Favorite genre, okay. Singers you like, okay. Yeah, history, okay. Popular songs. This will be very time specific, I guess. So, popular songs right now. I guess when you say favorite genres, you get the recommendations there, right? I mean, you will be getting the recommendations for the genres you like. Yeah, okay. Since this is karaoke and we just discussed a lot of solutions like shared sessions, which will also be like applicable for rooms for karaoke, so we can say that there might be open rooms, there might be private rooms. Open rooms might be where you can just go and sing, you know. So we can say that rooms would be visible. Yeah, playlists also, we missed that. Then over next, yeah. So now you will choose one of these. So let's, I guess the rooms for karaoke feature will be taking you to another step where you will have to like select a song from the room where they are playing. Other than these, all options is going to lead you to a song. From favorite genre, you will be selecting one song. From singers you like, you will be selecting maybe one song, or whatever you do out of these, you will be selecting one song which you will be singing along with. Am I clear on this? Or do you have any other like ways we can do this? I mean, if you're not getting my point, then you can just write it on the chat. I'll explain again. Okay, I guess it's understood. Yeah. So once like for example, I selected my favorite genre and I selected one of the songs from my favorite genre, and now I am at that song. So what do I do next? Okay, so now that I'm singing, what I can do is I can add people to my room or I can sing alone. I maybe use voice filter, I guess. You can check the already explored solutions and we just need to arrange it in a way that a user, like imagine yourself to be the user and you need to pick a set of solutions we have chosen that makes sense, like it's like a step by step to reaching somewhere. Yeah, okay. Selecting the language for the lyrics. Yeah, selecting the song tone slash, I guess, filter. Okay, input voice volume. Maybe select the instrument. Next. Yeah, okay, auto tuning. I guess we can choose whether we want to be rated for our song or not. The rating thing. I guess choosing a device for input, it's more of the your phone's settings than the Spotify settings. Yeah, changing that is just the leaving the screen option, right? That's cross button. All right. So now you have selected all the required settings that you wanted to for your song. What next? I guess you'll just start singing. So, while you're singing, what do you think are the options you have? Yeah, okay, that is, I guess, keeping private or posting publicly. Alright, we might give an option to go live, like Insta. But again, doesn't that come under public and private, whether you are going to keep your room public or private? This comes under here, public or private. I guess noise suppression is also again like more of your phone settings than this your Spotify settings. I guess we don't have many options while we are singing, so that's it. Next is once you have already finished your song, what would you do? Save it. Save it to your phone slash upload it slash make it public. I think we did not consider like camera for not making it more complicated. We can also consider that, but let's for this session we will not consider the video aspect. Yeah, good. Option 2, remix. Remix and share with others. Then share to different platforms. Maybe here the ratings of alright. Rating others if you're singing in a group. What else? Okay, changing the playback speed. I guess we can group that as editing the session. All right. Again, I think we did not really consider it the comments and likes because it will, yeah, it will, I mean, open up an entirely new avenue that we'll have to again think properly over. So let's, for simplicity's sake, we will be sticking with we already did. Yeah, good point. Re-recording. Re-recording a particular section. Adding to favorite, yes. We can actually add here pause. Like while singing, we can also pause the recording, right? So as you could see, it's a very iterative process where you can move forward, backward, however you get the ideas. Alright, so let's just go it over through once. Firstly, you will be coming to the page, you will be seeing your favorite genre, you will be seeing your singers you like, your history, popular songs right now, your playlists, and rooms for karaoke. So you choose one song from either the favorite genre, singers you like, your history, popular songs, your playlist, or you choose a room. If you choose a room, what will happen? Let's take this flow as well. What would happen if you choose a room? Select a song from the songs already chosen for the room. Can we do anything else here? I mean, after this, it will just be the continuation of this. Yeah, okay, you can invite people. Invite people to the room. Leave the room, I guess, but then again, that's like cross. Um, what else do you think you could do? Are you saying chat? I think that will again further complicate the process, but yeah, we could think of it. I guess, yeah, remove someone from the room maybe. Okay, inviting can have a lot of options. We can make it public. If it is public, like you said, it could be enabling overlay so others can join without any invite, or private. Yeah, I guess that's about it. And then again, you select a song, and then it goes. It just goes till here. This is, it goes here. Yeah, then you select all these options for your song, then you sing, then you pause or stop the recording as per your convenience, then you save it to your phone, upload it or make it public. You can remix it and share with others, share to different platforms, rate others, edit the session, re-record a particular section and add to favorites. That would be the entirety of your app. Anyone has anything else to add? Yeah, I mean, okay, if you're saying we can tag, we can label the rooms. I guess that's what you're saying. I mean, label is different from a name. Name is like what you call by it, and label is like providing a profession. I mean, in terms of a human being. Yeah. So, I guess that's about it. So, So just a recap of what we did. So firstly, we tried to explore the problem. We tried to find out what we are doing, why we are doing, for who we are doing, what are the problems currently, where are the points we can explore. Then secondly, we defined. We tried to define the use cases. We tried to define like our problem statement, what for we are making. Then third, we tried to explore solutions. We saw that we had some problems and we tried to explore the solutions. Then the third was we tried to form the user flow of the app. Now next step would be, which we are not doing, but next step would be to just make it in form of screens. Like we make boxes and we put where the favorite genre should be there, where singers you like option should come. We arrange that on a screen and then we finalize like the how it is getting connected to each other. I mean, it's more or less done in the user flow. It's just more tangible when we do it for a wire. That's called wireframing, when we make boxes and we place everything. And the final step is uh, making the screens, making the UI, giving it colors, selecting the fonts, etc. So yeah, so that's about it. Kudos to you all. You just made a app sitting here. And we will have a quiz next. So
Yeah. So yeah, that was a great interactive experience. Thank you for giving your inputs. And like you can maybe work on it further. These are some ideas from us like Spotify for karaoke, food donation for Swiggy, watch party for YouTube, meet scheduling app. These were the four ideas we presented, and you can work on it and you can share it with us if you want on IMG's email ID, or you can even send it to us personally, any one of us. Uh, so now let's test your learning and let's conclude this workshop with a small quiz. I'll be sharing the link of the quiz in the YouTube channel and you can join it with it. So for joining, write your enrollment number underscore your name. Okay. So that there is a uniform pattern followed by everybody. I've shared the link on the YouTube stream. You can join it. Yeah, we'll be sharing some resources for how to design in the Discord community set up by IMG. So we'll be putting all the resources for you to how to get started on design. We'll put it immediately after the workshop, so don't worry about it. There's the link. I send the link. Wait, I'll send it again. Yeah, I can see some people. It's all right if you've joined with the wrong name. It's okay. You can continue. Um, shall we start? Oh, then I'm. Oh, okay, someone just joined. Okay, let's wait for 2 more minutes. The options will appear in the like in the YouTube live stream. So okay, let's begin. I guess quite a few people have joined. Cool, I'm starting. So you will get the questions and the options on the screen. You need to select the particular option from your end. Okay. So the first question is what is usability? And the options are usability is concerned with how many people can use your site at a time. That's the red one. The blue one is usability is concerned with the appearance of your site or product. Usability is concerned with the ease of with the ease of use with which a user can interact. Usability is concerned with the length of time it takes for a page to load. You have 30 seconds. Cool. So the correct answer is usability is concerned with the ease of use with which a user can interact. So quite a few people know this. That's nice. Then let's go to the next question. So okay, we have a scoreboard as well. Akash was the first one to answer this rightly. Here's the second question. What is the difference between UX and UI? So the first option is no difference. They are just different ways of expressing same thing. UX is concerned with the user, UI is not. UX is graphic based with focus on presentation, while UI is research based. UX optimizes product usage, while UI is concerned with look and feel. Please vote in your answers. We have 17 seconds left. So the correct answer is UX optimizes product usage while UI is concerned with look and feel. It was uh, it was iterated a lot of times by us during the presentation, and yeah, 10 people have answered it rightly. Okay, so there are four people who believe that there is no difference. That's quite shocking because UX stands for user experience and UI stands for user interface. So, like if you want to get into design, and in general also, you should be knowing this that UX is for user experience and UI is for user interface. So, experience is concerned with how a user feels while using the product. Is it easy for them to use? Are they able to complete their task or not? And UI is about the presentation and all the color scheme, fonts, and everything. So, okay, the leaderboard has not changed much. Then the next question is design means. So we have four options: what something looks like, color and pan patterns, shapes and lines, how something is used, its function, or all of the above. I see 11 answers. Yeah, the time. Okay. I'll just go back. We'll do the analysis. So yeah, it's all of the above. So there's this difference between design and art. Art can be anything, but design is basically problem solving. So within design comes design is majorly about how a thing functions or what is its usage, but then color, pattern, and what something looks like also comes under design. So that's why the answer is all of the above. Then let's go to the next one. So this is the leaderboard here. The leaderboard switched some places. Then let's resume. This is the fourth question. A UX design process is implemented. So only at the beginning of the project when coming up with the initial plan, before, during, and after a project, and repeated as many times as needed, when graphics or photographs are required, when the developer asks for wireframes. What do you think is the correct answer? Yeah. Okay, so quite wow, that's a good start. 16 people have answered correctly, and the two have. I am pretty sure that the two who've answered are developers here. So let's go further. A user flow is a steady stream of customers moving through the site, a user's journey through a site when trying to complete a task, the amount of time a user spends on the page, the physical movements a user makes to navigate the website. The physical movements. 14 people have answered correctly. Good to see. Okay, so the steady stream of customers moving to the site is called traffic. The user's journey, like the journey we just made in the workshop, that's called the user flow. The amount of time a user spends on the page is kind of the it's the retention time or being hooked. Then the physical movements makes to navigate the website is that is scrolling and clicking a CTA. All that stuff is the physical movement. That's not the user flow. So let's move on to the next question. Sid is the highest climber. Okay. And the leaderboard has changed now. So we still have 10 more questions. What does MVP stand for? So this is something very common and it is used a lot in product thinking. Uh, yeah. So minimal viable product, multiple visible practice, maximum value platform, or multidisciplinary venture pattern. I'm pretty sure everyone must be knowing this. Okay, we just have wrong answers as well for this one. So MVP stands for minimal viable product. So what happens is designers usually design extensively. We design the entire app once, like whenever the user research is going on. So when developers take up the project or whenever a product person takes up the project, they divide it into steps. They define like MVP, then they define version 2, version 3. So the MVP is the basic features. You need to prioritize which features are more important. So that's why it's called the minimal viable product. Then next question. What is a user persona? A fictional character representing the demographics, goals, and pain points of a particular user group, collection of behaviors and goals which belong to an actual user group, a single user's behavior and personality, collection of behaviors and goals with which the designer hopes for. Okay, so there's a lot of division in the answers with this one. So user persona is a fictional character, basically a kind of a model representing the entire user group you are making the app for. Okay, and then the collection of behaviors. So it's not a collection; it's a particular. You basically reduce it down to a single person. You basically make a person. You basically fictionalize a person with all the characteristics you want. Okay, and it's a single user's behavior and personality, but you don't take up a single user. It represents the demographics of a big user. And the fourth option, collection of behavior, which the designer hopes for, that doesn't count, in design. Whatever I am hoping for, whatever I am assuming, those are just false assumptions. We are designing for someone else, and we need to think from their point of view, not our bias. So Pragya has slid in as the first. Nice. Then, what's the role of information architecture? I'm not sure if you've heard of it before, but information architecture. Okay, first let's answer this question. Put in whatever you know, and then we'll discuss about it. Yeah. So to organize, structure, and identify content in a digital media, that is correct answer. That is information architecture. So whenever you open a website, there's a nav bar over there. You know, it divides the pages and it divides the content into different sections. That is a part of information architecture. Basically, you know what all has to go in the website. You just need to segregate and allot it specific spaces. That thing is called information architecture. It's like a sitemap, if you are aware of what a sitemap is. Then let's go further. Visual hierarchy refers to the visual organization of page elements so that the user can easily perceive. So visual hierarchy is basically the organization of the page. Like see here, the page which we are currently seeing, this is the question, this is the poster, then we have four options. So this is the visual hierarchy of the page. This is being broken down into separate elements. So why do you think it is necessary? Like for what is it important for the user? Okay, I'm going to the answer screen. Okay, so five people have got it correct. It is basically how the elements are related and their relative importance. So difference is also an aspect, but the most correct answer was which elements are related and the relative importance. Because see, first you'll read the question and then you'll read the answer, then you will read the options. So the question is on the top and the answers are on the bottom. This is the part of visual hierarchy, and that is how you know their relative importance has been foretold because of their position on the screen. So okay, select the UI. Now we have some UI problems for you. So there are two options, right or left, and you need to select. So option A is the left one, and option B is the right one. You need to select which UI looks better. So UI is basically the representation of a particular aspect on the screen. Here, this is a card. Okay, so which card is better? Like which card is easier for a person to navigate? Which card looks better to you, A or B? Are you not able to see it on your cohort screen? Oh, is everyone disconnected from the game? I'm sorry. Are you able to see it now? Okay, so we are skipping that one question because that just went away. We'll be voting on this question, which UI looks better, A or B. So A is the left one and B is the right one. So you need to tell which is easier for the user. I've got 15 answers on the screen, so you can join on the same link. I think you'll be able to join. Yeah, I'm going to the next question. Okay, wow, that was nice. So I'll show you the media here. So yeah, since there is more distinction and more, separation between the rows, that's why B is better than A. A similar kind of UI based question. So we'll be having three more UI based questions only now. So you need to select whether B is better or A is better. We've got quite a few answers. Let's move. So yeah, B was correct. Can anyone answer in the chat why B is better than A? This might be variable person to person, but these are some standard questions, and that these are basically based on good design practices. So personally, you might feel that this may depend person to person, but actually it is quite objective. If we talk in the language of design and what has been taken from stats by the usage of apps. Yeah, the color differentiation and how so more than the color differentiation, it's about how the primary action is being highlighted. See, there's a strong red button here and there's nothing here. So if you're trying to deactivate, they are warning you. And here both have the same weight and a user might get confused. So that's the reason why B is better than A. Let's move to the next question. Yeah. This is similar to the question we missed in between when everyone got disconnected. So this based on the same concept. Okay, let's move on to the answer. So yes, the second one is better than the first one. Again, can anyone answer it on why B is better than A in the YouTube live chat? Yeah, the answers are giving are correct. Here we can see both the options. There's no bias as to the clicking a drop down involves more clicks. First I'll open, then I'll see, then I'll select. Here I'm able to see directly and I can easily select. Okay, then select the UI which looks better. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Yeah, let's move to the answer then. So yeah, here B is again correct. And so here you might think that A is correct based on the previous logic we devised. But B is better since it's a common perception that people see from left to right. So on all the screens, we see left to right and then we go bottom. So here the hierarchy is very well defined. Here you can get confused between the GB data and the Euro data. But here you have the Euro data highlighted in a, like you have the GB data highlighted and the Euro data is there. There's a visual hierarchy between that. So that's why that's why the option B is better than A here. Hmm. Uh, okay. This is the last question. So give it your best. So I'm moving further to the answer. Yeah. Option B. Actually, no. Here, option A is correct. There's an error on our end. So the option A is correct because like here the form has been divided into certain parts. Nobody likes to fill long forms, and when it's divided into certain forms the hierarchy is easy. Yeah, A should be correct. I'm sorry, it's an error on my end. So let's end the quiz. Sid is the winner, Pragya is second, and who's this? Can you name yourself in the chat? Okay. Akshit Kumar. Fine. That's nice. So let's end the session here. Uh, Thank you for joining in for the workshop, and it was quite interactive and interesting. We'll be posting some design resources for you to start in the Discord channel by like within half an hour. And you can even, so we have also posted the design winter assignment on our website hello.channeli.in. You can log it, like you can check the assignment there and share your submission. Like the deadline is on 12th March, so you have quite a few time. And if you have any doubt, you can pinch on the design channel in the community, Discord community. So end the meet. You can even share your feedback of this workshop or anything you want us to add, anything you want us to share or something. Will people who participate in this quiz have some perks? Probably we can give you extra design resources, and probably if you get a chance to go to campus, you might get a chapu from us later. But yeah, I hope you learned something about design and what exactly UI UX design is. Yeah, I'm aware that in developer quiz, the winner will directly get to interview. But for the design, you might get a like you might get an extra chance to get mentored by us. But we would encourage you to still do the winter assignment for design. And now, since you've learned quite a few things, you'll enjoy doing the assignment. So just try and do it. Yeah, you can DM me or anyone else in the IMG design team on Discord. That's not a problem. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Thank you for being such a good audience. We'll just log off and hope to see your winter assignments and your interest in design continued throughout. So, yeah. Thank you. Bye.